watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. The sun's out right now, but we are told rain is on the way in the region. Meteorologist Damon Matson joined us with the latest check on the forecast. Damon, I was out of town last week. I heard the region got plenty of rainfall. More to come?
Well, Mark, first off, welcome back, my friend.
Good to be back, man.
Great to have you. I hate to talk about more rain now that you're back, but I mean, yeah, it looks like after what we dealt with last week, we do have something to sort of gear up for as we head into the day on Wednesday. Now, first and foremost today, no wet weather as of yet, but we can already see those signs of this next incoming storm system and batch of wet weather. Clouds are increasing across the DMV just like that. We had a very sunny morning, but these high clouds are going to continue to fill in from the west northwest. It won't totally block out that sunshine, at least over the next hour or two, but as these clouds continue to funnel in, we are looking at more and more of a gray sky by the time we hit the back half of this afternoon. So there you go. We'll have those high clouds eventually turning over to more of that cloudy sky by the evening time. It will have a little bit of an impact on our temperatures. Not going to be quite as warm as yesterday, but still pretty comfortable as we do reach the lower 70s by the middle of this afternoon. And rainfall doesn't look to show up even through the early evening time. But by tonight, around midnight for many of us, that rain begins and it picks up in intensity as we head into the day on Wednesday. And this is not exactly what we want to see after the flooding some of us dealt with last week. The excessive rainfall outlook has most of the area in a level 1 risk for the potential of that heavy flooding rainfall, and across some of our mountain counties where the flooding was the worst, we have a level 2 out of 4 risk there. So we'll talk about when the heaviest rainfall could roll through and when there will be some all-important dry breaks in this wet weather tomorrow. That's coming up, and a look at your full forecast here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. Houma Northwest went up in flames not once, but twice. After fire crews initially extinguished it last night, DC News Now's Candace Cole has the latest.
We're here on the 2400 block of Kalorama Road in Northwest, the scene of a second fire that has sparked at the same house. I'll step out of the way so that you can see the extent of the damage. Now, we did hear from DC Fire Chief John Donnelly. He says the first fire started at around 8:30. It was due to electrical issues that sparked between the first floor and the basement. He does not know at this time if the cause of the second fire is related to that one. Now, this massive house is currently under renovation, so no one was living here. We have no injuries to report. However, one firefighter did fall down an elevator shaft. He's said to be doing just fine. Now, this is a 3-story home. The 2 homes on either side have also been evacuated for safety. We talked to a neighbor who lives across the street. He tells me he called 911 around 5:30 this morning. Here's what he told us.
It's very sad. That was an amazing house. I live across the street from that house, and yeah, it's very sad because it's not something you can get back.
This is a well-built house. It's got large pieces of wood that hold it together. It's got brick exterior walls. It's got a slate roof. This is a hard house to have a fire in and to put out and to work in all the void spaces. So without making it too technical, it's a lot of work in a house like this.
Chief Donnelly says 30 units came out and there were over 100 firefighters here on the ground fighting this very stubborn fire. They'll be here until it is safe for them to go home. We will continue to work on finding out what sparked the second fire. Until then, reporting from Northwest, Candace Cole, DC News Now.
All right, Candace, thank you. Developing now, 13-year-old girl is in critical condition after being hit by a car in Sterling, Virginia. Police say that she was hit while trying to cross the street on her scooter. It happened last night on the intersection of Noakes and City Center Boulevard. The driver stayed at the scene. It's not clear if any charges will be filed. New details out of Maryland. 2 people and 2 dogs were rescued from the Potomac River last night. Montgomery County Fire and Rescue officials say that they were stranded on a paddle boat along the river and they got lost. They were relocated to Seneca Creek Boat Landing and were told that no one was injured. A grieving family speaking out less than 24 hours after their loved one was shot and killed in a double shooting in Prince George's County. DC News Now's Jan Marie Sase is at the scene with more.
Yeah, you can feel the weight of grief as family members gathered here at the scene of a double shooting in Lanham. The family says one of those victims is Cameron Smith. He was loving, full of life, and now they're left searching for answers and they're demanding justice.
His laughter. And his love for the Cowboys.
Those are the memories Cecil Smith is holding on to as he visits the place where his son, Cameron Smith, was shot and killed in Lanham.
I just wanted to see where somebody had the nerve to take something from me when my son took his last breath out, where they felt the need to take something that belonged to me from me.
Prince George's County Police responded to a shooting at the Seabrook Station Shopping Center in Lanham. 2 men had been shot. One managed to drive himself to the hospital. The other, Cameron, ran into one of the businesses nearby for help. That's where officers found him suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He later died.
I love my son. Nobody should be able to take my son from me. If my son died in a car wreck or if my son died on a motorcycle or something, it'd be different. But knowing somebody shot my son multiple times, for what? For what?
Cameron's family describes him as a devoted father, a loving brother and son, and someone full of life and heart.
I'm shocked because I don't picture that happening. But the funniest thing is that we had a family member tell me maybe 3 weeks ago to reach out to him and talk to him before it was too late. Because you never know, what life is short. And I'm glad I did.
Now, as they replay those last conversations and moments with him, they're demanding justice and an end to the violence that tore their family apart.
Stop all of it. It's stupid. Why cause all this grief? So this is hard. This is hard because that's my child.
Reporting in Lanham, Maryland, I'm Marissa Say, DC News Now.
Thank you. Washington Capitals player charged with public intoxication for a fight over the weekend. Police said the defenseman Alexander Alexiev was fighting with another man Saturday in Clarendon. They say that he was pepper sprayed before he was arrested. Clarendon is a well-known hangout for Caps players. They practice at a nearby facility, and the headquarters is in Boston. Well, as the Washington Commanders gear up for training camp this summer, linebacker Frankie Luvu is making waves in the football world for his comments on Monday on the NFL's least favored play. Unless you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan. We're talking about the old tush push, and NFL owners are expected to meet this week to discuss a possible tush push ban. Luvu was penalized on 3 straight snaps in the fourth quarter of the NFC Championship game when he dove prematurely over the line while trying to stop the Eagles from scoring. And we're learning more about what a potential new stadium for the Commanders could look like. The team's president, Mark Klaus, saying that he wants it to be a crown jewel in the region. Plans for the RFK redesign include housing, green space, and retail options. Klaus is planning on making the whole area walkable, as well as he wants a roof on the stadium so it can be used for concerts and other big attraction events.
Into that, but in a contemporary, relevant way that feels like you are at the absolutely premier facility in all of sports, and that's the goal. With a view that looks up the mall and that is iconic, but yet, fierce, and that's what we're building.
Well, with the current plan, over $1 billion of taxpayer money will go toward the funding of the stadium. D.C. Council has until July 15th to start the process of approving the stadium plan. And most of us can only dream of watching a game inside of a luxury suite at Capital One Arena. Check these out. Now, these new types of suites are coming to the downtown home of the Washington Capitals and Wizards. As part of an $800 million renovation project, the new suites include access to VIP entrances, private elevators, a concierge team, and parking options. They are scheduled to be completed in the fall of 2026. Well, we're helping you stretch your dollar and get some money owed to you. It's not your imagination. Siri has been eavesdropping. Apple is paying millions to settle a lawsuit accusing its voice assistant of picking up private conversations without permission. DC News Now's Haley Milan has details on how you can file a claim and get some of that settlement money.
If you've used Siri on an iPhone, MacBook, or even an Apple Watch and it randomly activated during a private conversation, you could get a piece of a new $95 million settlement. Here's what to know.
You might know the feeling. You tell a friend you're craving pizza, and then your phone shows you a 2-for-1 one-topping special a mile down the road.
They turned on the listening feature in Siri without the user asking, "Hey Siri." But then beyond that, they went ahead and they sold that information to advertisers.
Patrick Moynihan, CEO of Tracer, which aims to give tech users autonomy over their privacy, explains that this went on for a decade. Apple settled the class action suit, agreeing to pay $95 million to aggrieved users while denying any wrongdoing.
A $95 million fine is a wrist slap.
Still, could be some change back in your pocket. Here's who's eligible to apply for some of the settlement. Apple users whose Siri feature activated on a device without the user's consent anytime between September 17, 2014 and December 31st, 2024. Get up to $20 per device impacted, up to 5 devices a person. Eligible devices include iPhones, iPads, Apple Watches, MacBooks, iMacs, HomePods, iPod Touch, and Apple TV. You can file a new claim online by entering your device info. You've got until July 2nd to do so. You'll receive your settlement money in a couple months. Moynihan says know that apps running in the background might have the capability of listening to you.
The number one thing you can do is slide up on the Apple and close out all of your apps so they're not running. You can also go into the settings and turn off listening. But if the app is off, it should not be listening to you.
I posted the official link to File plus how you can contact the settlement administrator if you're not sure if you qualify. You can just head to dcnewsnow.com, keyword search, stretch your dollar. I'm Haley Milon. Back to you.